All right. So the first one, I'm given a diameter. So if you're given a diameter, you change it into a radius. The radius equals 8. If you want to find the surface area is simply 4 pi r squared. So it's 4 pi 8 squared. So it's 4 pi 64. So it's 4 times 64, which is 256 pi. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay? Just plug it in. So we're going to skip over number 2. We're going to skip over number 3. And we're going to go straight to number 4. Now this is a volume. The volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So it's 4/3 pi. The radius is 4 cubed. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. Does 64 go in evenly to 3? No, it doesn't. So we take 4 times 64, which is 256, put the pi on top, put the 3 on the bottom, and that's what you type in there. Then you put this into your calculator, and after you calculate it out, then you put it into there. Let's do one more volume problem. If the volume, or if the diameter is 12, then the radius must be 6. So you take 4/3 pi r cubed. So it's 4/3 pi 6 cubed. Well, 6 cubed is 216. 216 does go into 3, 72 times. So it's 4 times 72, or 288 pi. Okay, and then multiply by pi and put that answer in there. So the first 5 problems, easy peasy lemon squeezy. You just plug them in to your calculator and solve. It's when you get to number 6 that you have to do work a little harder. On number 6, they give you the volume. You need to find the surface area. Now that doesn't sound too hard, but you have to take both formulas here. So I know the volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Well, we know 900 equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Now, how am I going to solve for r? Well, first thing I'm going to do is try to get rid of that 3. How can I get rid of that 3? Multiply by 3. So 2700 equals 4 pi r cubed. Then I'm going to divide by 4 pi. Now, this is where you have to be careful on your calculator. If I take 2700 divided by 4 pi, I get 2120, which makes no sense. Now, if I take 2700 and divide it by parentheses 4 pi, I get 214. How did the parentheses make such a huge difference here? Yeah, the calculator does order of operations. Order of operations is this. You multiply and divide from left to right. So it took 2700 divided by 4, which is like, 675. And then it multiplied it by pi, so 675 times pi is 2120. So if you divide by 4 pi without using parentheses, you're really dividing by 4 and then multiplying by pi. That's not what we wanted to do here. We wanted to divide by 4 pi. So it's 2700 divided by 4 pi, which is 214.8. 5, 9, yada, yada. All right, let me get back to my paper. So I want to divide by 4 pi, so r cubed equals 214.59. If I take the cube root of each side, I get 5.99, yada, 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 yada. It's really close to 6, so I'm going to say my radius is 6. Okay, I don't know what yours will come out to be, but hopefully it'll be really, really close to a number. So mine was 6. So then I said, we have to find its surface area. Well, surface area equals 4 pi r squared. So it's 4 times pi times 6 squared, or 4 times pi times 36, which is for 144 pi. So then back to my calculator again. 144 pi equals 452.4. 452.4. So that rounds to 452 to the nearest whole number. So that one took a little bit more work. Okay? Let's jump down to this one. The volume of a sphere with the surface area of this. Okay, they put pi in here. That'll make it a little bit easier. Okay? Surface area is 4 pi r squared, right? So if they give me that surface area, I have to get r alone. So if I divide by 4 pi, the pi's cancel. Divide by 4. 900 equals r squared. Take the square root. R equals 30. Okay? Really nice number. Not all these crazy decimals like this. Okay? So then to find the volume, it's 4/3 pi r cubed. What's r? 30. 30 cubed is 27,000. 3 goes into 27,000 9,000 times. So it's 36,000 pi. And they want the exact answer in terms of pi. So it's 36,000 pi. Okay, so you can do that. Now, a spherical balloon has an 8-inch diameter. When it's fully inflated, half the air is let out of the balloon. Assume that the balloon remains a sphere. Find the volume of the fully inflated balloon. Find the volume of the half-inflated balloon. And find the diameter of the half-inflated balloon. So there's 3 things to do here. Okay? If it has an 8-inch diameter and it's a circle, we assume it's a circle because balloons are never totally circles, but let's assume they're a circle. The volume of the balloon is 4/3 pi r cubed. What's the radius? If the diameter is 8, what's the radius? 4. 4 cubed is 64 times 4 is 256. So that's 256 pi over 3 if that's fully inflated. Now, if we let half the air out, what happens to this number? It's divided by 2. Divided by 2. What's 256 divided by 2? Well, it's 128 pi over 3. Half as much. Now, what's the diameter? Well, we have to take that volume, 128 pi over 3, and set it equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. Well, the 3's cancel, and the pi's cancel. And if we divide by 4 on each side, we get 32 equals r cubed, and then take the cube root of that. So I'll have to do that on my calculator. Now, how do you take the cube root on the calculator? Well, you can take 32 and raise it to the 1/3 power. That'll do it. Or if you find the x with a little, or the square root with a little x in front of it, I don't have it on this calculator, but if I go second math, then I think I can find it. Yeah, number 5. So if I go 3, and then I hit that button on my calculator, it'll take the cube root of 32. Either way, I get 3.17. So it's 3.17, well, 3 inches. It rounds to. For the, not 3 inches, that's a radius. And then it wants the diameter, so we need 6. Okay. All right, last thing. Back in the day, every farmer had one of these. What's it called? A silo, yep. So we want to find the surface area of this silo, including the base, but not this part here. And then we want the volume of the silo. Okay? Now, the base. The area of the base is pi r squared. The area of the cylinder, instead of taking the surface area, we're going to take the lateral area because we already account for the bottom and there's no top of the cylinder. Okay? There's no, because that's all air in here. Okay? So the lateral area of a cylinder is pi r, 2 pi r h. And then up here, what's this shape called? It's one of our vocab words. Hemisphere. A hemisphere is a half of a sphere. So if a sphere is 4 pi r squared for the surface area, what's a hemisphere? 2 pi r squared. Well, if you add 2 pi r squared to 1 pi r squared, you get 3 pi r squared. So this shape is 3 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Or 3 pi 6 squared plus 2 pi 6, 10, 60, 120 pi here. 36 times 3 is 108 pi here. Add them together is 228 pi. Yeah, there we go. 228 pi. All right. Then that's there. Oh, we're supposed to round to the nearest tenth. $716.3. Okay, volume. Let me do this in a different color. The volume of this. What is the volume of a hemisphere? If a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed, a hemisphere would be 2/3 pi r cubed. Half of it, right? Because a hemisphere is a half a sphere. The volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. So volume is pi r squared h plus 2/3 pi r cubed. Or pi times 6 squared times 10 plus 2/3 times pi times 6 cubed. So this is 36 times 10, which is 360 pi, plus 216 divided by 3 is 72 times 2 is 144 pi. So it's 504 pi. And if we stick that in there in our calculator, 504, whoa, 504 pi equals 1583.4. And there we go. So that's what you're doing today. So the first 5, you're just plugging in and solving super easy, quick. But then some of the other ones you have to spend a little bit more time on. But that's all right. You can use your brains a little bit in here. Okay? So